to do this learning festival, and thank you for the people who organized this. Thank you for the SWC for the wonderful skit. You can always trust them for a good laugh, you know. But I'm sure, you know, the creativity and the work that they put in there, I think we need to appreciate that. So can we give them a round of applause? Okay, maybe let me just set this whole thing in context before I invite Rebecca to come in and speak with us. Right? Again, thank you, Rebecca, for accepting my invitation to be keynote speaker today. You know, when we started Palmview, you know, it's a very exciting, pioneering journey, and we're only 3 years really down the road, as it were, and still very early days. But you know, through these years, one of our main tasks was to get the strategic direction of the school in place as much as possible. And so, you know, even as you know, you guys were teaching and all that, the KPs and I, we were involved very much in trying to work out the strategic direction. And this year, I think we have more or less established our strategic thrusts, and 3 of them we've shared with you, right? Maybe you don't remember. Of course, the first thrust is really to look into quality programs, right? And that's a very important aspect, because that is the core of our business, the T&L curriculum that we had to develop for the children. And the second is equally important. And the second thrust really is to look into developing a quality team in the school. And the third, of course, is how we're going to nurture the hearts of our children. So these 3 pillars really will form the direction, the thrust for the direction of the school in the years to come. So this middle pillar, this developing this quality team for the school, is something that I'm very passionate about. I feel, you know, as a pioneering principle, that if in the years that I'm here in Palmview, I can establish these 3 things and build a very firm foundation for these 3 things in the area of T&L, in the area of quality team, and in the area of values and character development, I think I would have put the school in a very good state. So that even if I leave and something takes over, I think I can leave with clear conscience that I think the school will thrive. But the middle pillar, this middle pillar here, by far, I think is one of the most critical elements that we need to look into. And you know, of course, out of this, developing the quality team through the years, again, together with Thomas, coming SSD, you know, we've developed the professional ecology for our staff. And I'm sure Thomas would have shared with you, I remember him sharing with you, the various aspects of the professional ecology that we want to develop. Various things to do with research-based kind of practice, to do with the need for mentoring, you know, for not only beginning teachers, but also teachers who are aspiring to take on greater responsibilities, right? So all that we have worked out. At the moment, actually, we are working out career development plans for all of you. So this is an ongoing work that we are doing, but it's part and parcel of how we want to structure our processes so that we can actually build a quality team that we say that we want. So where does this School Learning Festival come in to this whole ecology? So I hope you can see that this festival is not just a nice idea that we don't have. It is a nice idea, you know, but it's not something that we just say, oh, you know, let's just do that because, you know, it's chic, it's you know, very fashionable, you know, and let's put it together. And it's a great purpose of it. And all of us who come here, we should have a very clear idea where this program that we are putting in place, this festival we're putting in place, this platform we're putting in place, fits into the whole scheme of things in our school. And to treat this very seriously as part and parcel of professional development for you to professional practice. So, you know, the Learning Festival really is important because we want to use this platform to strengthen the teacher professional development in our school. And more importantly, I think to nurture a sense of professional excellence. It is a designated time that we take away to say, okay, you know, we've been doing this, and for many of us, we've been doing all this in isolation. You know, we come up with new pedagogical things, we read something, or we say, okay, you know, something that I've tried in previous schools, let's try it here. And for many of us, you know, we have no opportunity to actually go into these classes to see what other teachers are doing. And I think that's a shame. And I think in our conversations at the KB level, we are discussing how we can make our classes more porous so that the flow of teachers to see each other's classes could be better managed, and that people will feel very comfortable with any teacher coming to see what we do, how we manage classes, how we introduce pedagogies, how we do a lot of the initiatives that we have put across in our school. But it is an ongoing job, and we want to do that. But I think this platform, therefore, gives us an opportunity for us to, in a way, find out a little bit what other teachers are actually doing in their classes. The theme I think is selected by the committee is deepening professional practice, teachers as learners and teachers as leaders. And I think the rationale behind that really is, first of all, if we want to be very good at what we do, and I hope that we all want to be very good at what we do, okay, because we are professionals. When we come and we sign on that document to say that we are a teacher, we've undertaken really a pledge to our children that, we are going to be responsible and be accountable for your learning. Okay, and I really believe, and I hope you do too, that we, our profession, are the ones who really will mold the future of our country. Because in your hands are young minds, that will become the future of the nation. And what we do with them, to them, will have great bearings for the future. Right? So I think that is a tremendous responsibility that we all must be aware of. And therefore, because the responsibility is on our shoulders, it is incumbent upon us to make sure that we are as good as we possibly can. And therefore, we have to be dedicated and committed to our own professional learning and development. So as teachers, we have to constantly learn. None of us, not even when you come to my position or even Rebecca's position, can say that we are there, we are experts, we are gurus, I mean, all of you know, right? I come from an art background, and in many sense, I think a lot of people look at me as the art guru, but I can tell you firsthand that there are a lot of things about art that I'm still learning and continue to learn and probably cannot do very well, and that I have to improve on. And I think all teachers should have that mentality and mindset to say that, yeah, I may be 30 years, 25 years in the profession, but I should never rest on my laurels and say, yeah, I'm there and I know everything. What I do is perfect. I think once we reach there, then I think we probably will have to look for a new profession. So teachers as learners, I think it's really having that mindset that we have to constantly improve ourselves, because the world changes. The world does not stay put. Children change. Cohorts of children change. The cohort changes all the time. And they come to us quite different all the time. Every cohort, every year is quite different. The challenges are different. And therefore, if you don't upgrade yourself constantly, you're going to find yourself really in the fix. The other thing about teachers as leaders, then after you have learned and developed and acquired the competencies in the various areas, what do you do? And I think, is therefore incumbent upon us as well as professionals that then we should lead each other. And how do we do that? Well, first of all, we do that by collaboration. And I think one of the things and challenges that we will face, and we are facing in school, is for how to get teachers to collaborate with one another more effectively. I mean, today you have your TTT time, and you have all those different things, and there are different projects that different departments are working together. So there is some collaboration. But as far as professional work in terms of what to do in class, T&L, curriculum, assessment, I think we could do more, and we should do more to collaborate to see how we can improve some of these practices. Some of the very good practices that we have, can we streamline them a little bit more? Can we cascade it across the levels a little bit better so that every class can benefit? Right now, as you know, based on the feedback that I've gotten from the ground, I've asked the KBs to really look into the teaching strategies for each of the subjects that we want to put in place across the 6 years. Right?
standardized thing that we can do. So in every level, every class, the kind of pedagogies that we think are going to count for effective learning will be implemented across the board. To try to change a situation right now which is very teacher-driven, based on their own competencies, to a more process-driven kind of a culture. So that any teacher who comes to Palmview, they look at our structure to be very clear, these are all the things that we need to do for math, for science, for English, across the board. So I think this is a work that's coming up that I think we need to put some effort in. But it is coming up. These are all attempts to actually make the learning culture, the professional culture of the school, one that is excellent, one that is very well thought through, right, and sound. Right? So in the way that we develop curriculum, in the way that we deliver curriculum, in the way that we assess. So all of us are leaders. All of us are leaders in our field. Some of you leaders in many fields, actually. And I think we have to bring our leadership to bear to make the whole school and the whole culture better. To really level up our practice, to level up our thinking, to level up our processes and what we give to the children. And in the end, I think, hopefully by the time I leave the school, we would have gotten all the basic structures and processes for good T&L in place, and then it will go from strength to strength. So I think these things that I talk about will be the challenges that I think that the school will have to face in the days to come. And I trust that you will, you all are excellent teachers, actually, in your own field. You are. I've always said to my friends, I have excellent teachers. I really do have excellent teachers. I don't have to worry too much. But I think even excellent teachers in your own little islands will not make the school very strong. Alright? The sum is more than its parts. It should be that way. So we need to come together, put ourselves together, and leverage each other's strength for what we do, and then make the whole much better than the sum of all its parts. That's the challenge that we have. So I hope that you will enjoy today, listening to some of the things your colleagues will share with you, some of the things they are doing. Hopefully you can learn some things that you can use in your class. Don't be afraid to challenge people. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and we're all very